Welcome back to the Kiki MMA channel. Today's video will be ranking UFC lightweights based on who would actually beat each other. This is not the UFC rankings. This is kind of who's best. It's just like if these two guys fought, who would win? And you do that enough times, and you get a ranking. And these are who I think. If I have you ranked six, I think you would lose to the five guys above you and beat everyone else below you. Does that make sense? Let's keep on going. Um, no, I won't be doing a champion. We'll start with number one. Number one, I'm still thinking Ilya Taporia. Now I know he just lost to Justin Gaethje. Now let's all be honest with ourselves. Who would we pick? If they announced Ilya versus Justin 2 right now, who would you pick? I'm picking Ilya Taporia. I know that might be stupid to pick someone who just lost, like convincingly, but I still think he beats him in a rematch. I imagine Justin's probably a really bad matchup for him, but I think that he has the tools, especially now that I feel like that was Justin's best night on probably Ilya's that's like by far the worst we've seen him. I think it sort of showed some of the flaws in Ilya's game. But that does not mean he can't beat him. He had him very badly hurt, and with a little bit better fight IQ, he probably could have finished him in round two. And I believe that Justin Gaethje, which we'll get to in a little bit, but I think I'll get to it a little bit. But I think that he needs time to knock someone out. Ilya does not, and I think that Ilya will find a shot, and I think if he lands a shot like he did in round two again, where he dropped him to the body, I think if he lands a shot like that, he won't miss the opportunity this time to finish him. He's just too good all around for Armin. Like, sorry, Armin, but you're not going to beat him. He's too good on the ground. He's too good on the feet. Armin wouldn't be able to do anything, and he KOs everyone else pretty easily. I don't think that's much of a debate. The Gaethje one and the Armin one, I understand they're very competitive fights, but I think he wins both of those by knockout, or sub against Gaethje. Number two, it's gonna get a little bit more controversial. I have Charles Oliveira at number two. Now, I might just be a Charles Oliveira fan, but it's a very revamped version of Charles with much better offensive wrestling. He doesn't just rely on brawling with people and then grappling. It makes him a much harder matchup, especially for Armin of all people, and for Patty too, I think. And I lean Charles. The Armin fight is very 50-50. I will admit it. I think it might be one of the most competitive fights in the UFC could make. We didn't get it 3-3-1. Unfortunate given RIP Allen Nascimento, but I would that might be the most like coin flip fight in the UFC because on one hand, Armin beat Oliveira at UFC 300, but as we'll get to, we haven't seen him fight anyone high level since then. Only one fight coming since then, and I think that Eileen Charles, it's a very 50-50 fight. I think Charles is better wrestling now. And I think that he had he was very close to subbing Armin twice in the first time they fought. He could do it again. Very close fight, but over 5 rounds. I feel like Charles finds the submission. Armin was lucky to get out of the guillotine in their first fight. I think yes, he could get knocked out by Gaethje, but again, Gaethje takes time. He could probably get dropped against Gaethje, but he looks fine. I think he'll look fine. He could get knocked out. I don't think it's gonna happen. I think he subs Gaethje instead of 3 rounds. I think Gaethje is still gettable on the ground. His ground game does look a little bit improved, but I think he's still pretty. I don't think his grappling is good enough for Charles. Charles' grappling is just so absurd, and his ground game is just too good for everyone else. Patty's an interesting fight, but I believe he's just a little bit too good for Patty. I think maybe we'll see Patty get there, but I don't think submitting BSD when he jumps straight into the guillotine is particularly absurdly impressive. I think BSD's a little bit underrated now with all the hate he's getting, but I don't think he's good enough to beat Charles yet. Number three, this is where I have Justin Gaethje. I think he could KO Oliveira or Ilya in rematch, but his power, and I know realized in the Ilya fight, which I should realize before the fight, which should have made me realize that Justin's a better shot to win. But his power is more reliant on an accumulation of shot because he doesn't really have obviously the Bustin Poirier head kick, but he doesn't have one shot knockout power. But he hits very hard and it accumulates over time. That's what's happened in the Ilya fight, and I think it happened sort of in the Paddy fight. Like yes, he knocked him down once or twice and he had him hurt, but he just hits really hard, hits with intent, hit with power the whole fight. It's not one shot turn it all. It's out. So well, I think he could drop earlier in the rematch, or he could win that fight. But I believe that it would take him too long for Oliveira's grappling or Ilya's power would eventually get to in rematches. He could easily win. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I would. This is who I would pick in the fight. I would pick Charles. I would pick Ilya to beat him. Now, here's the sort of controversial. A lot of people think Armin would beat him. I don't think he would. I think to beat Justin Gaethje, you have to knock him out or submit to them, and I don't think Armin does either of those things. Justin's anti wrestling and like takedown defense looks better. Looked really good again in the Paddy fight. Looked okay in the Ilya fight. Looked better than we thought it would probably. And I just think Justin would eventually find a late KO because he'd be able to keep the fight mostly on the feet. And I don't think Armin will be able to finish him on the ground. I think Justin will be able to land shots on him on the ground. I don't think Armin's striking defense is particularly amazing. But I think Justin would be able to land on him and either win a decision similar to a fight in a way, but not the exact same, or find a late KO. And I think he KOs Max in rematch. I don't know if that's controversial or not. Max is old. Max does not look as good as he did at UFC 300. That was, I think, 3 years ago at this point. I don't think that's too controversial. I don't think he KOs Patty, but he KOs everyone else. Patty might have an unbreakable chin. Yeah. Number four, here's Arman Sarukian. Here's my problems. Hasn't faced a high level opponent since UFC 300. All he's done is beat Dan Hooker. That's like just not that great of a win. I can't take him above the top three guys until he shows he's improved or developed since UFC 300. Like Justin has vastly, I think, improved his game since UFC 300. Charles has greatly improved his wrestling since UFC 300. It was just absurdly good overall. I think he'll keep on improving, especially after the Justin loss. Whereas Armin, I think he looked very good against Dan Hooker, but it's just Dan Hooker, and I just can't. Like, he has one really good win over Charles in a very close fight that he almost got submitted. Yes, he won. I think he did win that fight. It was not a robbery. I don't think it was a close fight, not a robbery. Went over that in a previous video. Shameless plug. But yeah, I just can't like prove it to me. I just can't do it until you prove it to me. I think Patty. I think Armin versus Patty. Armin versus Colin be competitive fights, but I think he wins those. And then he mauls everyone else pretty easily. Next up, I think Paddy Pimblett's five. He poses a real threat to anyone in the division. I think his grappling looks very good. He has. I think he probably just loses to the guys above him, but he poses a real threat. He could submit anyone at any given time. Um, I think below him, his ground game is just too good for everyone. I think eventually he will get you down. And he will probably submit at you. He does sort of have like tarantula, like octopus arms in a way. I don't know. That choke against BSD was like really good. The way he finished it. And I think he has a cardio advantage over Quillen. I mean, Quillen just didn't like he looked okay in the Ash Moves fight, but I don't think I'm worried for his cardio, especially in like 3 rounds against Quillen. Patty could have some issues, and but 5 rounds, I think he wins. Just I think he his cardio looked really good in the Justin fight. I trust him. I trust his cardio to hold up, and I think Quillen can knock him out. Quillen will have to submit hit him, which I don't see happening, or he would have to win 3 rounds, which would be hard to see Quillen winning 3 rounds and then sort of surviving 4 and 5. I don't know. I just don't see it yet. I need to see Quillen against someone else to see that. Number 6 is where I Quillen Salkeld. Really impressive when they sub Gamrot. Subbing Gamrot's really impressive. He has really good power and he's really good grappling, and that will make him go far. I don't know how far, but a lot of the guys above him are a little bit older. Like Charles is going to be on his way out in a year or two. Justin should be on his way out in a fight or two. And then only Illy's going to stay around forever. I just can't see him fighting forever. Armin's above him, Patty's above him, but like if he keeps on improving, there's no reason he can't beat one of those guys. He'd be a really tough fight for both of them. If he keeps on developing, I think he could beat the guys. Actually, he needs to have better car. If he can improve, he has a 5 round cardio. It gets really interesting really fast against Pat, Eddie, and Armin, and those, and even Charles at the top. His cardio, yes, and his chin are a little bit questionable. I mean, they're not too concerning, and I don't. I know everyone's acting like the sort of flash knockdown against Benil Dariush was like a really bad thing, but people forget that Benil is still really skilled. He just has a terrible chin. Like Benil is not that much less skilled than he was a few years ago. He just can't take shots, which we saw because Cohen knocked him out not long after that. So I don't think it's that concerning they got knocked down because Benil has real power. So I don't think it's that concerning. It's a little bit concerning, but it's not like gonna make me say, "Oh, and he loses to all these guys." But let's see where I'm going. Number 7, Max Holloway. This is what I'm really not sure about. I don't know. I just put him 7 because I couldn't put him any lower in good conscience. I could have put him any higher in good conscience, so I just put him here. I'm really worried that his chin is just mostly gone. He's still very technically good. He's just not elite. I think he's probably on his way out, so I don't think it's really going to matter because I could see him if he gets his third Conor fight, which I don't know why they would do. He will probably fight one more time after that, max. And I don't know. I just look. He got dominated against Charles. didn't really look good. Like, there's nothing to really take away from that fight other than his grappling just not like his grappling's good. It's just not good enough. He sort of pulled a JEDM or DDP where he's just going to stay down the ground because if he scrambles to get up, he will get submitted. But if he sort of just stays very defensive on the ground, then he won't lose. And he did that. It happened. But I think he looked bad against Dustin, I think, because Dustin looked slow in that fight, and Max got dropped pretty badly. He won the fight, but he got dropped. He was getting hit. His striking game just isn't that good, and I don't think he can rely on absorbing shot, like just go trading shots anymore. I don't think his chin's as good as it was. So I'm a little bit worried. Actually, against Hoofy, I think this is the tough part. Because below, I'll just be honest, like BSD, Max, and Hoofy, I feel like I would pick Max to beat BSD. BSD already beat Hoofy. I feel like I would pick Hoofy to beat Max. So it's a really weird triangle. I put Max above him because I think Max probably has the best shot to beat both the guys below him. But I don't know at this point. I don't know. I don't even know what to say. Next up, I got number 8, BSD. Now, you could argue Hoofy above him at this point, but I don't. We'll get to him later. But Patty was a stylistic nightmare for him, and that's why I think I'm not that like terribly taken away. I think it just shows that like BSD is very beatable, which we knew going in, and I would that like Patty's just the worst nightmare for him because he like everyone predicted that he was going to jump right into a guillotine. Like everyone said, your takedowns are bad, your takedowns are bad, you're going to get guillotined, and he did exactly that, even though everyone thought that was going to happen. But everyone needs to calm down and hating on him. He's I guess I know he's a marauder and he's not the most skilled, but he is a very good fighter. He is very good wins in the sport. Not very good, it's pretty good wins, and I believe that he still has a very good chance. I would pick him. I don't know if I pick him against Sufi. That's a really close fight. I think it's like the rematch is really close because I'll get to Hoofy in a second, but I don't know. I feel confident that he is still has the power. He comes forward. He is good. He's decent grappling. I think he can beat people below him. I don't know. Hoofy at 9. This people not like this, but really he has one good win. His best win's his and I count it as a good win, not a great win. He could be much higher. Like honestly, he could knock out Justin Gaethje and become champion if they book that fight right now. I would not be that surprised. But I can't put him up there unless he beats someone really good. He is. If he beats Armin, I would be shocked. I'm being honest. I just don't. I think that might be the worst matchup for him in the division because I don't know how he beats Armin other than like landing a crazy one shot KO. If he beats Armin, then I'll be like, okay, he might be now number 2 on this list behind it. Oh yeah, because if he beats Armin, he'd be right there. I'm just saying. I just have no idea. Like his wins are Bobby Green, who I like, but he's not the best fighter in the world. Uncle Chandler, and then and Fiziev, but he lost to BSD. So I don't know. I have a really tough time putting him higher than this. Like he might like BSD is a pretty 50-50 fight now, but BSD beat him the first time, so I can't put Hoofy higher off of Michael Chandler win. Number 10, I have Tom Nolan here. This is sort of where it gets a little bit messed up because from 10 to 15, you can really have any guys, and I wouldn't mind that much. But I have Tom Nolan at 10. He's really good. He's still developing. For us, Liam's a really good win. Um, I feel like he just gets better each fight. He's on a really good win streak. And I think he can have a competitive fight, win or lose. Like, it's 3 rounds. He goes 29-28 with like 12 guys on this list. Like, I think that like he's really good. He doesn't have the best finishing skills, but he's a really good fighter. And I think that I think we'll see him do very well in whoever they book him against next. I hope they give him a step up in the division because he really deserves it. Number 11, I have Rafael Fiziev. Good win against Torres. He still has good power. Really good Muay Thai. His chin is still a little bit concerning given his losses and his loss to Houthi. But he should beat anyone below him pretty easily. I just can't see guys like Moicano. He already beat Bobby Green. Like, I just can't see guys below him eating him. Like, yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I just think he beats Dan Hooker. Like he beats these guys. Like I don't know. I don't have Dan Hooker ranked, so spoiler alert. But yeah, I don't know. He's pretty good. I just can't see him. Look, he can give anyone a tough fight, but it's tough to see him winning against the top guys in the division. But he's still really technical striking. It's hard to see him losing guys below him. Number 12 is might be my biggest. I don't know. It's supposed to be the biggest hot take at this point. This is a whole list kind of like a hot take. Number 12, I have Tafik Masayev. He might be a cheater, but he's a real deal. He really is really good. I mean, Ludwig Klein's not an absurdly great fighter, but that was a really good performance. Like that power looks really good. Now the chin, not great. He should have gotten KO by Bahamondes. He didn't. He cheated. He got out of that, and he got knocked out by someone not that good a while ago. I think. Many games with UFC. But it's really hard to see anyone below KOing him. And if the power's legit, he's a really scary matchup for anyone. Like, can you confidently say the guys above him beat him? Because we haven't seen him against really high level competition. And I feel like Hoofy's a really bad matchup for him. Actually, but he could grapple Hoofy. I don't know. It's really tough because I need to see him against high level competition before I put him any higher. But he looked really good. He looks really scary. I don't know if that makes sense. Like, I don't know how good he actually is. But like he's sort of like the no like sort of like a no personality kind of cheating caucus region guy, which just really scares me. Like on any given moment he could beat anyone, and I'd just be really scared because then we got like a state anchor in the division, and I'll be rooting against him in this fight. But he's really good, and I don't know what to say. Number 13, Rato Moicano. I mean, I can't put him higher than this. Like Chris Duncan isn't that good of a win. I think he's like top 8 in the meta AI rankings, but like all he's doing is he beat Chris Duncan. He lost to Wither Dariush. Like I can't believe he lost to Dariush. Like am I recently? Like, it is absurd to do. Like it just you just need to land like 2 good shots on Dariush to win. And like yes, he dropped him, but he lost that fight. And like it's kind of sad. Like he's good, nothing more, nothing less. He's a good fighter. He beats the guys below him. He loses the guys above him. I think he could have a competitive fight with a lot of people. I just don't think he's that good. He's not that isn't. He's gonna be an okay fighter. If they give him unranked guys, he's just gonna win. If they give him high level guys, he's just gonna lose. Ortega's a really interesting fight. Ortega's probably washed, but Ortega could beat him. Who knows? It's a close fight. Um, Number 14, Ivan Tejas Gamrot here. I think Moicano is just slightly good enough. I don't know. I probably should have put Gamrot 13. I don't know. Moicano's BJJ is good. I don't know. But Mateus Gamrot looked really bad against Quillen. I believe that like Moicano might just land a shot and drop him, and then like someone else get a split decision against him. I don't know. He's still out grappled everyone below him. I'm just really worried about the chin. Like he's gotten dropped in pretty much every fight he's been, and if like Quillen can land 1 good shot on you, hurt you, and then you go to panic wrestling, and then your panic wrestling grappling isn't high level, then I'm really worried because if like Moicano can land 1 good shot, even guys below you, like Dan Hooker, I know PR fought Dan Hooker, and I think he beat Dan Hooker. He won that fight, pretty sure. I don't know, but I think he won that fight. But like in a rematch, if Dan Hooker lands 1 good shot at you, and you start and your chin's even more gone than it was then, and you start panic grappling, and Dan Hooker's able to like shrug you off, you're kind of screwed. I'm really worried, but I think he's still like the grappling is still very high level. But like he did Esfand Ibrahimovic very dirty in that fight. I don't know. I'm sort of I don't know I don't know where he goes from here. He's sort of old. Number 15, Bobby Green. Just made a video on Bobby Green. He looks better than ever. Has really good power and good enough ground game. Like it's not absurd. He's not great. He's a great gatekeeper for the ranking. His chin is suspect, but a very tough fight for anybody. His sort of weird style with his hands down, it's sort of confusing for people. I thought he'd be good in the sparring match against the boxer. It's sort of a weird style. It's unorthodox, and that can lead to a lot of times if you're not prepared. That's the thing happened with the whole boxing thing. With who he sparred this like mediocre boxer, but if for Bobby Green, he's such an unorthodox style, and if you don't study film and have a full fight camp to prepare for an unorthodox style striker, especially, you can have real problems figuring him out, especially in a couple rounds of sparring. I don't know. That's my thing with that. But Ivan 15, I think he beats Dan Hooker. I know Dan Hooker's fighting Parnasse. Oh, I forgot about Parnasse. I'm not putting him on the rankings just because I haven't seen him. If he beats Dan Hooker, he would probably be 14 or 13, somewhere around there. But we need to see him fight in the UFC first. Yeah, I don't know. I know Dan Hooker's probably the best guy left off the rankings. I just don't think he's that good. And like, I don't know. I think he's a really Bobby Green versus him. I wish they had made that fight because that would have been a really fun fight. Would have been great scrap. Yeah, that's all I got for today. Like, subscribe, comment, give me video ideas. Yeah, please. I need to come up with ideas to make videos for. Our GOAT Kyle Dawkins just got his fight announced. Kyle Dawkins FC rise up. Maybe I'll make a video on why I'm 100% certain that he wins that fight because he's fighting Mark Andre Bum Uriot. I don't know if that's good or not. That sounds kind of weird. But okay, that'll do it for today. See ya.